Hi guys. All right, so today's activity is an activity called counting jar, and I'm going to show you how to do it with your child. It's going to take a little bit of prep work. Sorry about this one nail. I cut my cuticle and I can't get the nail off now. You're going to need a jar. I don't have a jar, but I have an old coffee tin, coffee canister or whatever, so that's what I can use. You're going to need to collect 10 to 20 items, and there needs to be maybe 4 to 5 different items. Let me just show you. So I did 20. So it's random items in the tin. But what your child is going to do is first they're going to sort the items. So sorting means you put things into groups, and we've talked about this many times at school, so they should know what sorting is. You put things into groups. So you can say, oh, I'm going to put all of the pennies over here, all of the candy over here. That's what sorting is. You're making groups by their attributes. Then what they're going to do is they're going to quantify. So all of that means is you're measuring quantities. So we're trying to get them to use the expressive language of the words more, less, equal, least, most. So that's the goal of this activity. And also it involves counting. So you kind of know your child by now. You know if your child's able to count 20 objects successfully or not. So if they're not, you can just do 10. Counting is a part of this activity, but really the objective is, can they compare amounts? So let me show you how you do it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to put all of the objects into the bucket or whatever you have. I just collected random things around my apartment. So what you're going to do is you're going to tell your child to sort. So sorting is making groups, and I'm going to model how to do that. You can say, look at all of these items. Tell me what you see. They're going to say, okay, I see octopus. Okay, let's make a group. So that can be the octopus group over here. And then we've got batteries. That can be a group. And then we've got candy. Oh, and look, we just have one of that thing. So that's going to be alone. That's going to be by itself. Stop rolling. Okay, so then what you're going to want your child to do is you're going to want them to count each group. How many are in this group? How many are in this group? This group. So yesterday when they were subitizing, when they were saying an amount really fast, that's kind of practice for this because your kid doesn't have to count that. They know that's 2. They don't probably have to count those octopus. They can just look and say that that's 3. But bigger things, bigger amounts, like the pennies. Some kids might be able to do this if it's in the right configuration. Oh, I missed a penny. So if there's 3, 3, and 3, some kids might know that that's 9. If not, they can just count using their finger. But that's what they do when they sort. So you're going to want to get them to count each group. Then you're going to want to ask them questions to get them thinking critically, to get them to use those, the vocabulary that we talked about. So at first, you can kind of use the vocabulary and model it for them. You're going to want to say, how many does each item have? And then you can say, point to the one that only has 2, and they'll point there. Point to the one that has 5. And either they might have to recount it, but hopefully they remember, oh, that one had 5, and they can point to that. Then you want to use the vocabulary. Which one had the most? Which one had the least? Or you can point to 2 groups. So I could point to the octopus and the candy and say, which one has more? So most of the kids know more pretty well. If they don't, a good way to compare 2 objects or 2 amounts. We used ice cube trays. You don't even have to do that, but you can get them to line them up side by side. This is a good strategy to use so they can see which one do you have more of. I have more candies. There's only 3 octopus and there's 5 candies. That's what you're going to want the child to say. Now, for a little bit higher order thinking, you can go as far as to say, how many more candies do you have? And that might take a little bit of walking through with them. And you can say, this has a partner. But these two don't. They have 2 more than the octopus. I have 2 more candies than the octopus. You could also throw in, like if I had another chapstick right here, that one would be equal to the battery. That's also words that we want them to know. So this activity is getting them in the habit of measuring quantities, saying which one has more, saying which one has less, and that is harder for them. A lot of the kids know more. Oh, that one has more. But when I go to say, okay, so which one has less? So it's hard for them to get that one as well. So just practice it. You can do it with any items in your house, any kind of toys, and it doesn't take really long. It just kind of takes a little bit of preparation on the front end to get the items together. But also, like, you can just throw some in, and it doesn't have to be where all of them have a different amount. I could have had 3 that had the same amount and at 2 that had the same amount, however you want to do it. But this is Counting Jar, and what they're doing is they're measuring quantities. So I hope that helps. Have fun, you guys.